Hi everybody, my name is Hugo and my presentation is going to be on the genus called Wolbachia. Wolbachia is a gram-negative bacteria. It's an intracellular bacteria, meaning that it lives inside the cells of its host. Its taxonomy would include, going from top to bottom, domain bacteria, phylum Proteobacterium, class Alpha Proteobacteria, order would be Rickettsiales, family Rickettsiaceae, and it only has one species, which would be Wolbachia pipientis. Wolbachia is normally found in arthropods and nematodes. It's estimated that between 60 and 70% of insects worldwide have Wolbachia, and these insects would include spiders, mites, butterflies, moths, fruit flies, amongst others. In most arthropod associations, Wolbachia has a parasitic symbiotic relationship. They act as reproductive parasites that manipulate the reproduction of their host to enhance their own vertical transmission. In filarial nematodes, it has a mutualistic symbiotic relationship, meaning that they both benefit from each other. Wolbachia is maternally inherited by passing from one generation to the other through the host eggs. Wolbachia has a circular chromosome, which is estimated around that it has 800 genes with 34 tRNAs and 3 ribosomal RNAs. The number of A and T's nucleotides base pairings is estimated at 65%, and the number of G and C's nucleotide base pairings is estimated at 35%. Wolbachia expresses 4 phenotypes, and this is what they are, which is one of them would be the male killing, the parthenogenesis, the feminization, and the cytoplasmic incompatibility. Let's go with this one first right here. In some insects, if an infected female mates with an uninfected male, their offspring will not have any males. All the males that are infected will die. In parthenogenesis, the infected female doesn't need the male to reproduce. She doesn't need the male to fertilize her eggs. She'll automatically reproduce, and her offspring will be females that are infected. In feminization, you have an infected female and an uninfected male. And this one right here, it pretty much converts genetic males into phenotypic males. And the last one over here is cytoplasmic incompatibility, which obviously, if a female or male are not infected, their offspring will be uninfected. On this one over here, you have female and male are infected, their offspring will be infected. On this one over here, if you have a female that's infected and the male that's not infected, their offspring will still be infected. On this last one, males who have clinically been injected with Wolbachia will mate with females in urban settings that don't have Wolbachia, and their offspring simply won't hatch. This one's pretty interesting because it leads to this other subject over here, which is called, it's a project called the Wolbachia Project, which is pretty much Wolbachia reduces, it's called, the main point of it is that it reduces the transmission of dengue. For example, the main transmitters of dengue would be some mosquito called Aedes aegypti mosquito. And pretty much the way it works is if a mosquito bites an infected person with dengue, the mosquito will now be carrying the virus. And it bites an uninfected person, the person will obviously become infected, will become sick with the dengue virus. But if you have an Aedes mosquito that has Wolbachia inside of it, it could bite an infected person, carry the virus, but it has Wolbachia in it, but then it will bite an uninfected person, but the person won't get sick. And this is a way of reducing the transmission of dengue and other viruses such as malaria, yellow fever, and the Zika virus, which is something pretty interesting, something that there's tons and tons of information out there, tons of research that's being done to stop the prevention of these mosquito-borne diseases. Um, Something that, like I said, this is just a small little chunk of a big, big piece of information, and not enough for a 5-minute presentation. But over here we have the insect cell, and we have the Wolbachia within it. And Wolbachia has a double membrane, and it's inside a vacuole, which is pretty interesting, and it looks more interesting on the internet. Obviously, there's pictures that have you have pictures that are fluorescent with fluorescent microscopes and transmission electron microscopes. Something really neat to look at because they really stand out. I mean, obviously my drawings aren't the best here, but it's worth doing a little bit more research on this. And yeah, this is the genus Wolbachia, and thank you for your time.